Union leaders are warning of a, quote, poison pill in the $2 trillion coronavirus relief package. In a new letter addressed to the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, labor leaders say a new provision is going to remove the incentive for airlines to retain their millions of workers. The letter says the provision, quote, gives the Secretary the authority to take ownership stakes in the airlines in exchange for any funds that keep workers on payroll. Here's the problem. This essentially turns what was supposed to be payroll grants from the government into loans. As a result, airlines might turn them down, and if they turn them down, airline workers could lose their jobs. Here to tell me more about this is Sara Nelson. She's the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, which represents nearly 50,000 flight attendants at 20 airlines. She signed this letter on behalf of the union. Sarah, this was a hard-won provision to get these grants, taxpayer money that was going to go to the airlines to pay to keep workers on staff, very much like they're doing in places like Denmark. It was a smart provision. Now something has changed. What is it?
So what happened in the final hours of negotiating this bill is that the Republicans lost. And we made this a workers' first package with these payroll grants that's designated for our jobs and our payroll, with the stipulation that they can't have stock buybacks, executive comp, or dividends. And so what happened was Senator Toomey came in at the last minute and wanted to attach warrants. Well, that's no longer grants, as you said. So they made this a possible for the Secretary to implement against the grants, not a must, in the final hours of negotiating this bill. And so what was said in the room at the final hours was that he would not do that, because that would turn these grants into loans and would not be actually what the bipartisan agreement was, which frankly, Ali, was put in place because we have so much uncertainty right now, and we need to streamline and simplify things. These payroll grants should be going out the door as soon as corporations sign the agreement that says that they won't take that executive compensation, those stock buybacks or those dividends, and that they will keep everyone on the job. That's what the application process should say. And instead, he's complicating this.
Right, and the interesting thing here is that, again, we've been using Denmark and other countries as examples where taxpayer money gets directed through the government to pay people's payroll. Simple, end of story. We get back at the end of this thing and hope that we're back on our own 2 feet. This was supposed to be a model that you negotiated that was used possibly for other industries. Now it's not.
Those unemployment numbers of 6.6 million are going to climb. These are 2 million people who are counting on this in the aviation sector, and this is a model that should be used for every other industry, and Pelosi is ready to use it for that. And we could call back those people to work and have the same payroll provisions for them. So we have to get this right. This matters to every other industry. Tell Donald Trump to get in the way of Secretary Mnuchin destroying what the bipartisan agreement was, and make sure that that money gets through to the workers. Quick, simple, easy. Keep them in their jobs, connected to their health care, and getting their paychecks. That's what this is intended to do. While people are out there on the front lines and dying right now with this virus, we need to make sure that we are getting them help, and we are creating stability. And the people who are strong and can take care of themselves can do that, so that we can focus on getting help to our medical professionals and eradicate the virus and then lift off our economy again. Simple, easy, fast. He doesn't need to create chaos here or any more consternation when people are so worried about what's happening around us.
Sarah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your efforts on behalf of America's workers. Sara Nelson is the president of the Association of Flight Attendants.